For insurance agencies, renewals can take a lot of prep work before the actual renewal process even starts. Someone has to keep track of what's coming up, review the information already on file, figure out what's outdated or missing, and then start following up with clients. In this demo, I'll show how AI and automation can handle a lot of that prep work automatically. For this example, I built a fictional data set in a spreadsheet, but in a real setup, this would be connected directly to your agency's AMS, CRM, database, or whatever system you're using to keep track of client information. But for this example, we're going to be using the spreadsheet. So for this spreadsheet, we have client information such as the company names, the account managers in charge, the policy numbers, policy types, along with the effective dates and expiration dates. So this demo will look at renewals that are coming up within the next 45 to 60 days. And then from there, start the renewal process, whether that's reviewing documents for those clients and identifying what's missing and what's needed, to also generating the emails that we will send to the clients based on that renewal process review of those documents. So this AI workflow is going to go through and see which clients have upcoming renewals, go through all of those documents that we have for each of those clients and identify the missing or outdated information, and then generate a summary, identify what's missing, and then give the account manager the next steps and the task for how to follow up with those clients, and then keep track of when the workflows ran. And then now let's look at the actual documentation that we have for each of those clients. So for example, for this first client, we just have a simple document that just has all the information regarding that client and their policy type, along with their renewal expiration. So that's just one example, but we obviously have documents for each of the clients. Now let's go through the actual workflow itself. So this workflow right now is manually triggered, but when it's in a production system, it will be scheduled to run automatically on whatever cadence the agency would like. So this could be daily, hourly, whatever you would like. For this workflow, it's just manual. And basically the workflow first goes through and reads the same spreadsheet that I just showed and finds all the clients that have upcoming renewals within the next 45 to 60 days. And then from there, it goes into the Google Drive folder and retrieves all the documents relevant to those clients. So it's able to review what's needed, what's missing, what's outdated. And then from there, we pass that information along into ChatGPT. This could also be Claude or whatever AI model you would prefer. But it goes in and it passes that information into the AI, where the AI can first identify what the information is that you're feeding to it, and then also identify what's missing, what's needed, what needs more clarification on. And then it also creates an email draft that we will send back to the client as a result of that review at the last two nodes. So in regards to data privacy and data security, we're using OpenAI's API to interact with the model instead of the public ChatGPT. So this provides a secure workspace where all the confidential secure data that you're working with as an agency owner is not used to train the public model. It's actually secure within your own workspace and within your own API platform. So you don't have to worry about sensitive data or confidential data being shared into the public ChatGPT because you're using your own workspace and it's all secure in that way. So, data is all private and it won't be used to train the public model. So now let's go through and see the actual workflow step by step. So I'm going to execute the workflow. Right now it's identifying all of the clients from that client sheet that have an upcoming renewal, and then it pulls all the relevant information from that Google Drive folder relevant to those clients, and then feeds that information into our secure OpenAI workspace. And now ChatGPT is basically understanding all the information that was passed along to it, and then it's identifying what's needed, what's outdated, what's missing, and we're able to create that summary that a normal account manager or somebody would have to do manually itself. Now AI is taking that over. So now it created the Gmail draft to send after review, and then also updated the Google Sheet with all the relevant summary from the AI model. So as you can see, for the clients that have upcoming renewals, we see the missing information for those clients for the renewal process, and then also the renewal summary. So it's able to summarize all the documents that it read, all the information that we have in file, and then it gives the account manager the next task in order to complete that renewal. And it does that for all the clients that have upcoming renewals in the next 60 days. So these first two, and then also this one right here. So we can see that it executed properly. And now let's look at the actual email drafts that it created. So let's click on that. So as you can see, we have 3 email drafts for those 3 clients with next steps. So for the first one, it said that we need the current status of the HVAC systems for these vehicles. For the second one, we need to check whether the subcontractor certificates are current. And then for the last one, we want to see the current driver list and the vehicle schedules. So after reviewing all the documents, AI was able to identify what was missing and what needs more clarification on, and then draft the email to those clients that we have on file for the next steps. So the account manager could come in here and see the email, make sure that everything looks right, and then send it over automatically instead of having to review the documents themselves, identify what's missing, and then create the email. The AI is able to do that all automatically by connecting through the different data sets and different systems that you're using, and it does that all on its own schedule. So you can schedule that on a daily basis. But this is where AI can come in and basically save your agency and account manager's time for renewal preparation and renewal processes. So that's the full workflow. At Susalix AI, we help commercial insurance agencies automate repetitive work like this using systems they already have. If you want to see where AI can help your agency, please visit susalixai.com. Thank you so much.